When children learn to take care of animals, they're learning to show their love, and they're learning to nurture. Well, when I first started sketching the animal fairy, our creative group talked a little bit about what the characteristics we wanted it to have, the idea that we wanted it to most likely fly and carry along a satchel that had magic fairy dust in it. That was something I knew I needed to include. Also the idea that the animal should be kind of cuddly and lovable, and not really look like a dog or a cat or a bear, but something unique that had similar qualities. That plays right into the whole Animal Fairy Charities goals, where they want to help animals, horses, dogs, and cats, and kind of focus on those particular animals. The legend of the Animal Fairy was going to start something new and something big for animal advocates, and the fact that the Animal Fairy was out in the world helping animals was kind of a big concept. And then the idea that he did such a great job and he needed helpers is really where everything took off. What was really fun is because of technology where it is, and we were able to work remotely. I live in Jackson, Wisconsin, and Shelley lives in Pennsylvania. And we were able to conference call and email back and forth different ideas about how we'd like to fine-tune the storyline, or different qualities we'd like the Animal Fairy to have. And it was an enjoyable exchange every time, and we're looking forward to doing more work together. I think another thing that the Animal Fairy does is by choosing the children, it instantly lets them know that they're special. And there is something special about children that have a love for animals. And you can see it when they pet them or they work with them. And it kind of validates for them that this is a unique thing and it's a gift that they have, and that they should now use that and see how they can make a difference.
Our loyal companion animals provide us with unconditional love, yet many of them end up abandoned. The lucky ones end up in shelters and rescues with a second chance for a new life. Fortunately, there are people out there willing to give their time, love, and resources to help give back to our animal companions. But the costs for food, shelter, medical, or even transportation to care for these animals can be staggering. Please log on to animalfairycharities.org or call today 262-989-0604 and give something back to those who give so much.
Animal Advocate Television is being brought to you today by MECA, Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Fetch Magazine, and by Bark and Scratch Outpost. And now a word from our sponsors.
I'm Dr. Marla Lichtenberger. Welcome to MECA. We are the new state-of-the-art 24/7 emergency center for animals located on the south part of Milwaukee. We're very excited to be here. We take care of all animals, no matter what type they are, no matter how small they are, no matter how big they are. When compassion, high-quality care matters, think MECA.
Got pet nutrition? We do. You are what you eat. The same is true for your pet. We offer a large variety of local and national brands of organic and natural pet foods. Benefits of feeding a natural pet food are less shedding, less stool, and less illness. A locally produced natural dog food is 40 pounds, $26.99. Our helpful staff is available 7 days a week. Bark and Scratch Outpost voted Best of Milwaukee, Shepherd Express 2008, MilwaukeePetFood.com. Grooming on site.
Pets and their people have discovered the fun shopping experience at Caesar's Pet. Enjoy our unique selection of gifts, gourmet pet foods and treats, and an array of fun and useful services. Celebrate your pet with professional photography or capture their memory with the highest quality memorials. Caesar's Pet is located in historic downtown Greendale, exit 60th Street South.
Caesar's Pets, the home of quality gifts and services for pets and their people.
In filming our show, I'm able to tour a lot of shelters and rescues. When I do, I hear the same sad story over and over again. Too many times the adopters are brokenhearted, forced to bring the pet back to the shelter because of behavior problems. It's apparent that we need to educate our community on what training can do for the pet and how affordable it really is. We visited Positively Behaved Canines to shed some light on this issue.
Through working with my own dogs, I felt it necessary to help other people, because a lot of times people have a dog and they bring them in the house and then they're like, oh, now what do I do? What should I do? And the passion of what I saw from just giving the dog the attention and just training the dog really made the dog a better household member, and I wanted to give that knowledge to other people. Training a dog is how to really incorporate that dog into your home and how you can make everybody feel like that dog is a part of the family. We don't just teach, again, the sit and the down and the come. We really talk about how to develop a relationship with the dog, how important it is to have that relationship with the dog. And once you have that proper relationship, when you are working on bonding with your dog, once you have that relationship in place, then you start putting in that obedience component to use the obedience as a way to prevent unwanted behavior and as a way to control behaviors that you are already seeing from your dog. Students will come in and say, you know, it's really the dog that needs training, but it's really myself who needs the training to teach the dog, because we only spend maybe 45 minutes to an hour with that person and their dog. The whole rest of the week they have to do the work. So it's very important that anybody on our staff has a passion of working with these owners and really have that passion of wanting to help them. And we try to do as much as possible to keep that dog in the home, especially if we have frustrated owners coming to us. Trainers are out there. We get into it because we have that passion for dogs. We want to keep those dogs in their home because we know that's the best possible scenario for them. And if you've rescued a dog, you've brought a dog in, and they are showing you behavior issues, it's going to take a commitment. But if you love your dog and are passionate for your dog, you're going to make that time and commitment.
He was on a kill buyer's truck. He had been sold for meat.
Came out very promising.
He won over $245,000.
Toxic, carcinogenic.
We're talking about taking animals that have been treated with prohibited drugs and slaughtering them for food.
Going to be delicacies for some meal.
It could be very dangerous to consume this meat.
That is a huge professional ethical issue.
You know, people in France eating American horses that came off the track.
People who starve their horses are getting paid, being allowed to sell these animals.
I don't think anybody, a farmer, people in agriculture, horse owners, I don't think those people really realize how the cruelty is becoming so severe.
It's horrendous. They're jumping all around and screaming. And good heavens, what kind of people are we? How do we do that?
Why, if the USDA guys went in there, why didn't they shut them down?
Bureau of Land Management has created its own crisis.
They didn't want us to see what they did to the horses.
I was lied to. I was threatened.
It seems like our whole country is bound and determined to eradicate the horses.
Our wild horses are disappearing.
More roundups, the more reason to have the slaughterhouses back.
Like a modern-day Trail of Tears. They're being forced off of their land.
What the government has done to Indian people, and for us to turn around and slaughter horses is like cutting out our own heart. Yo, 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 yo.
One of the tough things in Wisconsin is the law is pretty much limited to food, water, and shelter. It doesn't explain what type of shelter is appropriate. It doesn't explain what type of quality is the food meeting the nutritional needs. And water, how often does it need to be changed? Does frozen water count? You know, so adequate is very subjective. However, there are courses that most of the people who I'm familiar with who hold these positions have gone to that can tell you how to look at body condition and such to see if the animal truly is being neglected. The biggest problem there is until the animal has been neglected and has health signs of that, how do you know? And that doesn't even bring in the whole topic of enrichment and having the animal have an enriching life. So those are things that are difficult. If you suspect animal neglect or animal abuse, call here, call the county, call your local police department. They will get the humane agents involved.
Thanks for watching today. Economic times are hard, and shelters are being inundated with pets that people feel they can no longer care for. In turn, shelters are struggling, not only with the overwhelming number of animals, but with the rising costs of food, shelter, and medical care required for their care. Now more than ever, these animals and shelters need your help. Call 262-989-0604 or visit animalferrycharities.org today.
Today's show was brought to you by MECA, Milwaukee Emergency Center for Animals, Fetch Magazine, and by Bark and Scratch Outpost.